Peace Reflections, you're over here with Tarika. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, because we are here talking about a little do you believe in magic. We are talking about the alchemical elements. Now, we all know when you are doing a little do you believe in magic, then you have to use one of the four elements. Well, five, but really one of the four, okay? So what are our four major elements? We have fire, we have air, we have water, and we have earth, and we know all of them together makes ether, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. All of these things, think about how nature is. Everything in nature is in sync. The elements are no different. Let's talk about reflection, okay? And we're actually going to talk about how the elements and zodiacs go together. All right, so let's talk about it. Fire represents heat and dryness. Fire represents heat and dryness. Think about it. Reflection. Have some Think about when you get two pieces of wood that's really dry, and they'll rub them together, and what does it do? It creates fire, right? It creates fire. So think about air. Let's go with air. Air and fire work together. And you're like, Tarika, how does air and fire work together? Listen, let's talk about it. So, air represents heat and moisture. Okay, so how do they work together? What do you notice about fire and air? Both of them have the element heat. Well, they have the characteristic of heat, right? So, but as you look to the opposite side, you have dryness and you have moisture. They work together, but they're opposites. Okay, let's talk about that. You're gonna see what I mean. Let me move to the side before we talk about water and earth. Now, we know that Sagittarius, anybody in here dealing with zodiacs, we know Sagittarius is a fire sign. Gemini is a air sign. Sagittarius and Gemini are opposites, okay? But they work together. Think about when you have a fire and you add air to it, it just becomes greater. It comes greater, right? So it works together, all right? Where with fire and water is kind of different, okay? They're kind of going at each other, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. Now you have water and we have earth. So water is the opposite of fire and air, right? Water is cold, all right? And water also has moisture. It represents moisture and it represents the coldness, right? Then you have earth, okay? Think about earth. When you even if it's really hot outside, certain places on the earth, if you put your hand on it, it's still cold. Reflection, okay? So not cold as in freezing cold, but it's cold to the touch, all right? So the earth represents coldness and dryness, which is the opposite of water, but both of them represents coldness, so they work together. Well, what do you mean, Tarithia? Let's go down. Scorpio and Taurus. Scorpio is a water sign, right? Taurus is a earth sign, right? Scorpio and Taurus are opposite from each other. They're opposites from each other, okay? But they work together because both of them, even though they are cold, they work together in that sense. But moisture and dryness, they're opposites, but they're one and the same. Think about their reflection. Everything in nature is in sync. Everything is in sync, even with the elements, okay? So you have to think about it. Sagittarius is heat and dryness. Gemini is what? Air and moisture. Scorpio is cold and moisture. Taurus is cold and dryness. They are opposites, but they're still one and the same. Okay, until next time, Ashe.